Yo, 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 what is happening? What's up, friends? How's it going? YouTube is so dramatic. Going live. Going live. Crazy. Yeah, man. How's everybody doing? Yeah, yeah. What is happening, everybody? Hey, what's up, TSA? Plenty Obey, Sean. What's up, bro? Man, forgive my shenanigans, man. I knew how to log in last week. This week, I don't know, man. What's up, Snug? How's it going, man? What is going on? Y'all got that cold weather, man? Dang, dude, it's like a winter event down here. It ain't no snow or ice or nothing like that, but man, it is cold, Jack. Let me tell you that. Cold but dry, yeah, man. 1 inch this morning. Hey, Sean, you know what, man? Plenty of bass, dude. Listen to KRXO every Sunday morning when I'm getting ready, man. Sunday morning over easy. Anyway, those cats were talking about 70% chance of snow up there, man. Hey, what's up, Timothy? How's it going, man? Good to see you, man. Crazy, crazy. Man, my wife, man, had a bit on the car this morning. Not bad at all. All right. What's up, Yard? How's it going, man? What is happening? All right. The stream is the stream. That's what's happening. Man, my wife bought these big old sweet potatoes, man. I mean, they were like football size. Shoots, man. This afternoon, she cut those bad boys up like half-inch slices, put them in the oven. Woo! Man, they were good. Dang. They were too good. The Gulf Coast was covered in snow. That is crazy. That is really crazy. Hey, what's up, bro? Searching for tone. What's up, bro? Edit away, my friend. Edit away. All right, Yard, I see you, man. Good to have you hanging out with us, bro. I listened to one of your jams the other day, man. It's really good. Doing good work, dude. Really, really good work. Yeah, Brant is in the house, Mr. Moderator, man, keeping y'all in check. So, oh man, oh Brant keeps me in line. Doing great. Yeah, man. Well, tonight we got a couple things to talk about, man. I do want to do a debrief on this Vintage Peavey Restore project that I did, man. And I know some of y'all have already watched the vids, been talking about it in the comments, but man, I learned a lot. I want to walk through some of that, and then I want to talk about my pedal board, man. I got a, oh, let's just say I got a pedal today that I was less than thrilled with, but it may just be that I don't know how to use that bad boy yet, but we'll talk about that some perhaps. And then just kind of what we're into, what y'all looking for, and I'm still on a hunt for a couple things I'll talk to you about. And if we have time, man, I'll tell you about some vids I've made on, I've refinished the back of one of my T's guitar necks. And so anyway, I'll ask you all a couple questions about that as we get into it. I think we've got just about everybody shouted out, man. Guys, I appreciate you taking time, man, on a Tuesday night to check in. And I don't know what you're doing, what's going on in your lives, and appreciate you taking a few minutes to hang out. Yeah, Brad said he's only halfway through the Peavey vids, man. Oh man, I got to tell you guys. So I really messed that up. You know, I'm new to all this channel stuff and posted vids and all that. So that entire project is 13 videos. So what happened was, I think I can talk freely now since the vids are out, but late November, early December, I had this friend of mine's wife was talking to my wife. Thanks, Yard. Appreciate it, man. And I think I mentioned last time we were together, she said, "You think, you know, Ted can fix my husband's guitar?" Oh, yeah, you know, sure, absolutely right. So anyway, I gave it to him Sunday afternoon to give to her husband, and that's why I was able to release the vids. But what I didn't factor in, so I'm just going to go ahead and segue to things I learned along the project, and you guys feel free, man, to put in the comments, you know, what you saw me do that was boneheaded, or maybe I should have rethought. Had a lot of great comments and tips from people coming in, but I'll share the first big learning for me is I've got to figure out how to post videos in a proper way. So what I mean by that is, so I had 12 videos and I made a 13th video, which was going to be like the last video. It was kind of like the finale of the series. And I thought, well, man, you know, what I want to do instead of that is why don't I do a little bit before and after, like the first, you know, 5-7 minutes of the very first vid, and then get into the shock and awe of the, you know, the green, copper, gold looking paint job and all those things. So I posted that actually first. And then, because I don't know what I'm doing, I proceeded to post the 12 other videos. So what ended up happening is that the finale video got buried at the bottom of like 13 other vids that I don't know that anybody's, you know, going to make their way through all those to get to the good stuff. So I've just got to figure that out, man, how to post better. But, you know, I heard from some of you, dude, I ain't got this kind of time, man. You said it much more politely than that. But Cal said, "Hey, man, good thing I binge watch stuff." But yeah, man. Yeah. So the project, man, what you guys thought that was pretty cool, huh? I'm not fishing for compliments. Please hear my heart on that. I was just curious what you thought about it, but schedule them to release one at a time. You know, I thought about doing that. I actually told my wife Sunday morning, I said, "Baby, here's what I could do. I'm going to have 13 videos. I could post one, you know, every couple of days." And I probably should have done that in hindsight instead of just releasing everything at one time. But here's the other factor, guys. I wanted my friend who got the guitar to have access to all the videos. And yeah, I could have taken a vacation, man, for sure, if I'd have slow rolled those bad boys. But I wanted him to have the privilege of being able to go to a playlist and watch everything, because what would be the alternative, giving that brother a thumb drive? Here's 12 gig worth of videos at your leisure for you to. So anyway, but yeah, if I had that to do over again, I'd probably do it a little bit differently. But I don't know. You know, I never know. I said this last week, what people dig, what they don't dig, but making it through 12 vids to get to the grand finale Yeah, I could have done that, Sean. You're right, man. I could have made them unlisted and sent him the stuff. Upload nonetheless, send him the link. Yeah, Brian, I think that's right. That's right, man. So anyway, that's a non-guitar related thing. That's just Ted is a bonehead thing. But well, it's not that I'm a bonehead. I didn't think through, And then when I created the playlist, I had to go in and kind of manually sort everything because some of those vids, man, like I said, I posted, they were marked private. They've been up there for weeks. So that meant that the order of anyway, man, why am I talking about all this? We don't want to talk about that, Jack. Let's talk about guitars and life. Shoot, man. But I appreciate your patience, man. Anybody making your way through any of that, uh, it's a trip. It is a trip. But man, I thought it turned out really well. And so a couple of comments that I got that I thought I'd just share with everybody. I was going to make a vid and just say, hey, man, kind of here's collectively everybody's comments about like things that maybe I could have done better, because I think I frustrated at least one person, because in the vids in real time for me, I was saying things like, hey, if you guys know how to do this, put it in the comments. I'm not going to see it until after the fact, but next time around. So those of you who hang on the channel know that I did the Orange Crush, and that was, oh my goodness, let's don't talk about the Orange Crush. But that was a lot of videos. And then I did the SG neck repair and refinishing, and that was a lot of vids too. Not quite as many as the Orange Crush. So by the time I got around to this one, I do think that I'm improving. I'll say that. I'm not an expert. The finish, wasn't 100% happy with it, but dude, he was stoked, man. He was like, she gave it to him and he's like, what's this? Like, he had never seen it. He didn't even know it was the same guitar, is what I'm saying. Of course he wouldn't, right? Man, he texted me later that night talking about how much he loved it and all this stuff. And man, it blessed my heart, man. Bless my heart. So anyway, I wanted him to have the whole playlist. Well, it's not a competition, Yard. Don't worry about that, bro. I don't think I ever told him Smiley Joe is still under the paint, but he is. Dude, I couldn't get Smiley Joe off that guitar. I'm telling you, man, that guitar had the weirdest finish on it. It was, I know it could not have been fiberglass, but it had like a plasticky kind of a finish, when you were inside of it, part of it, you could knock on it and it felt like wood. Other part of it just felt like straight up, like really hard kind of plastic. Dude, I threw everything I had at Smiley Joe, and he just smiled at me and said, I ain't going nowhere, bro. Man, I had all kind of sandpaper. I had the implements of destruction out, the handheld thing, and I was going to town on it. That brother just smiled at me and winked. So I said, all right, I'll just bury you under some copper gold paint, bro. But yeah, so he loved it, man. That's the main thing. I think it turned out really, really well. So all that to say, even if you ever watch a video, I've got some videos I'm sitting on even tonight. I do want to talk to you guys about those because I don't know that I'm going to release them or not. But I'll talk through that with you if we got some time here a little bit. But all that to say, even if I'm talking in the video and I say, hey, man, leave a comment, I'm going to see it after the fact, but it would be helpful. It really is helpful for me because I read everybody's comments and I try to respond to everybody, who says anything at all about the comments. And I'm weird. I make lists of what you guys say, and I try to keep up with it because it really will help me in the next project, man. You think it's polyester clear coat? Sean, you think that's what it was, man? It was something, dude. I'm telling you, it was under there. And I was out in the garage and it was cold, man. It was real cold that day. Not like it is today, but for Texas, it was cold. I was all bundled up, man, had my mask on and all that, all fogging up my safety goggles. And I was going to town with that sander. And I said, you know what, dude, you're going to paint the guitar. Why are you taking them off? You know, the clouds open. And I saw the light. Oh, I ain't got to sand this joker. I just paint smooth over this cat, man. He ain't got nothing on me, Jack. So yeah, I sure enough did. So let me tell you what a couple of folks said, man, that I thought was really helpful for me. And it might be helpful for you. I know that everybody's in the same. Oh, what's up, Cal? Cal says you don't know what cold weather is. Man, I know that's right. I know that's right. Yeah, man. But yeah, so I'll just share a couple things that some of you have said along the way. And I know that some of you don't refinish guitars, and so I don't want to just, talk about my excellent sweet potato dinner that my wife made me, or things that you don't necessarily care about. But I do think their comments were helpful. So one person told me that they could see, and I don't know if this will make sense to you guys or not, that my spraying pattern in spray, I was using rattle cans or spray paint. And one person said that they could tell that my spraying patterns had improved. So those of you who've been, please forgive me for the 35 Orange Crush videos. If you saw me spray painting that first guitar, man, compared to this one, and so it was good for me to hear. Yeah, man, your spraying pattern is tighter. I can tell you've been making an effort to do that, and those kind of comments are really helpful for me. Not just because it makes me feel good that I've improved, but maybe because I do know that some people actually watch the channel and they're looking for tips and how to do things. So although I do think there's a lot of value in people learning from stuff that I jack straight up, I think there's some value, some better value, if I actually can do something right once in a while. So I just appreciated hearing that the person watching could tell that the spraying patterns that I was using on the finish were good. I think I shared in the video, maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but the primer that I used was black automotive primer because that's what I had. So that's what I went with. I ran out of gray. I had plenty of black. I said in one of the vids that my wife went to the store for me one day and she said, "What can I get you?" I said, "How about some primer?" And she sent me a picture of that automotive primer. And I said, "Okay, I'll take it." And I sure enough used that on that guitar. I also use it on the SG too. Some of you commented after I'd put the primer on that you liked the real dull look that it had. It wasn't shiny or anything like that. And that's probably because of the primer that I was using. It was a flat, kind of a black primer. Now, it was really weird because when it dried, it had almost like a powder substance to it. It felt weird. It didn't feel like normal primer feels. It didn't feel like paint. It felt more, wasn't like flour or anything like that. But yeah, man, sorry, I'm going to occasionally stop myself to read comments and jump back in. In the old days, getting help was like pulling teeth. These days, the community of guitar spreads wealth of info and good humor. Hey, thanks, Cal, man. I appreciate that you would include me in that company, man, of just people out here in the guitar community on the tube, man, trying to offer something and create moments like this where we can talk and hang out. But yeah, I felt good about the finish on the body. Cal even mentioned to me that he could tell that I'd left some of the dents and the dings in the body. It was really important for me that guitar carry with it as much of the history, even if old Smiley Joe was buried under the, 3 or 4 layers of that paint, that, the dents were still there. And this, there were some scratches that I got out, but for some reason they came back and I just left them in it. I mean, and I told my friend, I said, man, if it had been me, I'd have left the back of that black with all those buckle marks and all those scratches in that black. I'd have left the back like that, man. I'm just a sucker for history. I'm a sucker for character, man. Scars and whatnot. Man, scars tell a good story, man. That guitar, man, it had a life, man. I mean, this Joker, I mean, he loved that guitar, man. I mean, if you watch the vids, if you saw the amount of funk on that fingerboard, I mean, that guitar had been well played for years and years and years. Just so I thought it was important to keep some of the history of it, and to let that history come out. And so when I was going back, guys, I watch everything I post, because I'll say something about that a little bit later when we talk about the neck refinishing. I see things after the fact that I can't see in real time. I think I mentioned that last week. That happened again. I was watching, one, I want to know how long it would take. I was trying to keep up with Cal, but he was like lightning through them. I don't know, pretty quick, So, but I noticed on some of the vids before I'd painted it, because I was worried about a couple of the dents on the body. I was like, did I do that? I don't remember hitting that up against anything. And sure enough, as I rewatched the early vids, I could see the dents that I could see through the green paint. Anyway, I was just trying to give it a good sense of history. Yeah. Then the neck thing. I don't know how you guys felt about the neck, but I posted. It wasn't like I don't know, man. It wasn't like a hit list thing. I was just saying, I wouldn't recommend that neck. I wouldn't recommend anybody buy that neck. And it wasn't just that it needed fret work and, polishing and all that. But to me, it had some real challenges. And I went through all that in the vid. I won't go over that. So I posted that as kind of a separate thing from the series. But a couple things I learned about doing a guitar neck. So that neck was completely unfinished. It didn't have any kind of light, anything on it. It was raw wood, but it had all kind of like sandmark gouges in the back of it. I'm still not sure that somebody didn't get that, jack with it, and return it to Amazon. I mean, I don't know. But then I got more people than not in the comments saying, no, man, every unfinished guitar looks like that. So if you guys got experience with that, man, chat it up. Let me know. If you thought I was being too hard on the neck, I can take it, man. But anyway, we ended up using it clearly, and I did have to shim the nut. The base of that nut slot on the neck was just significantly shorter than the original. And so the first time I put strings on it and I let that nut sit where the slot was that they had, and it had that little place on it that was kind of looked like it had a little bit of a chip out of it. The strings were just sitting on the fingerboard, man. I mean, way, way too low is what I'm saying. And I did tune and adjust the truss rod and all those things, man. But yeah, Brent, your day might be coming, man. You're going to build you a guitar soon, man. I can feel that day coming for you, bro. So you'll get some of this action too. But yeah, so anyway, I got that all worked out. And but when I was staining the back of that neck, I used this water-based stain from Saman, S-A-M-A-N. It's way over there. You guys don't need to watch me walk across the room and get stuff, whatever. But I watched that and I thought, man, if I had that to do over again, I'd have done one really light coat of stain let it dry like super thoroughly, and then go back and maybe do a second coat. I watched myself do that, and it was almost too embarrassing to post, but you guys know me, man. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. So I can't really, do anything about that other than just own it and go down the road. But so I think that I could work on some stain stuff, and like I said, I've been mentioning this neck refinishing that I did on my Tees guitar, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But had a similar thought when I watched those vids, and I haven't posted those yet, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But so those of you who watch the videos know that the pot that I bought, oh yeah, Cal, you use that on your DIY telly? That's right. You told me about that, man. Yeah, man, it worked all right on my friend's guitar. On my T's guitar, not so much, not so much. And anyway, I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, so if you watch the vid, what you know is that the stem of the pot that I got. So the guitar was made in Japan, and so it had more of an import size stem on the pot, and I wasn't even thinking about that. I told my friend, I recommended a CTS pot. Now I don't buy myself CTS pots, but she's thinking about dropping a Seymour Duncan in there at some point, and I'm thinking, well, you might as well, if you're gonna do that, you might as well go, best pots. Some people say, or CTS pots. I don't know. You guys can tell me what you rock. But the CTS pot stem was too thick to go through the whole of the cavity body. What? Hold the phone. Stop the music. J Man is in the house. What's up, man? No, you did not miss it again, bro. You're right on time. Well, you're 30 minutes late, but that's right on time for some people, bro. Okay, you're 27 minutes late. All right, don't exaggerate, Ted. No, man, you are live. You're on the chat, my brother. You're in the house. Everybody's here, man. Everybody's here. Fashionably late. That's right, Brian. You tell him. Oh, it's all good, Jay. Don't worry about it, bro. Yeah, but that hole in the guitar body, that CTS pot was just too big. So if you watch the vid, what you know is I took that reamer that I got off Amazon and reamed that hole out. Well, the other thing I reamed out were the machine head holes in the headstock. And I used my drill for that. Now that device, that apparatus, comes with like a T-bar so that you can put it through the top of that reamer, and then you just kind of twist it, by hand. It is called a handheld. Well, I'm thinking, then why'd they put a drill bit on the end? I said to myself one day, that looks like that fit in my drill. Sure enough, it fit in my drill, man. I've been drilling with that bad boy ever since. But anyway, a couple of you commented, hey, man, maybe don't want to use a drill, maybe do that by hand. But one of the things that Fester told me about, he said what he does is he takes that reamer and he takes the washer of the pot and he puts it on the other side of the hole so that he knows when he gets the exact size that he needs. And I thought that is genius, because the old Ted, man, I'm just reaming and then I stop to see if it'll fit, and then I'm reaming, stop if it'll fit. What a genius idea it was that my brother had, man. Man, take the washer of whatever it is that you're trying to ream to size, and put that on the front or the back of that hole and let it guide you. So anyway, it all worked out in the wash, my friends. The other tip that I got on using a reamer and those kind of things was to start counterclockwise with it, particularly in the machine head holes. But those holes were super small, man. I mean, they really were. Yeah, like tape on a drill bit. Yeah. There you go. Yep. Yeah, man. So anyway, we're Jay, man. We're just talking about stuff I learned, man. Those of you who've come in just recently, I'm walking through the Vintage Peavey project, just sharing some of the things that I picked up, some of the learnings that I had along the way. So you guys feel free to jump in anytime, man. But uh, one person commented about the file I was using, and I'm not complaining of it. You guys understand? I think what I'm doing here is just sharing the comments of other people and things that I've learned based on what they've said. And some of the suggestions I get, I say, man, that's great. And some of them I go, I don't think I want to do it that way, but one thing, don't forget the like button. You had 13 people watching. All right. I don't know what that means, Brant. You mean of what we're doing right now? Hit like now? Is that what you're saying, bro? Brant is the moderator in charge, man. Y'all better do what that cat says. Thanks, Brant. Appreciate you, bro. Oh man, I'm kicking the table. Anyway, so you understand my heart while I'm sharing this stuff with you, man. So instead of that handheld file, I think it was Mike told me that there's a tool that you can get, and I know I've seen them. I should have brought my tools over here so I could show you. Not that I have that one, but it's like a board that has files at the right angle, and you can go down the side and it'll like more precisely. But I don't know, man. I've been doing my frets that way for all of, a year, which means I don't know anything. But I do know how to get those frets to feel the way I want them to feel. And so I've been going for that with just the files that you've seen in the vids if you've been hanging out with me. But I did see one of those files. You guys have anything like that? You got like that fret, kind of that fret end. It's like I don't know what degree it is, 45, 90, whatever. And you just kind of go down the side of it. And it's got files kind of like crossed over. J-Man, you got one of those, bro? All right. Yeah, you tell him, Cal. J-Man, that's better than the single file, you think, man? Is it easier? It looks easier. And I know, man, I know I was going at those frets. Look, anybody who's been on the channel for a minute knows I like to sand. Actually, I hate to sand, but you all know I over sand a lot. Yeah, all right, you guys got one too. All right, Brant's got one. Those angle flat files. All right, I need to check that out, man. Man, I saw a cat the other day. Did you guys watch that? Yeah, Ted Sands guitars. That ain't no joke, Sean. Oh, you never use it though, huh, Jay? I bet it wasn't cheap either. I don't know, man. Guys, I've been shopping Temu and AliExpress, man. I ain't bought nothing. I'm just looking. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, Jay, I can't wait for you to see this delay pedal I got, man. Oh my goodness. It's bad enough I don't know how to use it, but oh man, I'll post that tomorrow, baby. We'll see about that. But anyway, yeah, I don't know, man. The files that I have work for me, and you know, I can get the frets to feel the way I want them to feel, and you do you, man. Yeah, rarely use it. Yeah. So I think I shared this at one point, but when I first started doing this, of course, and I'm not just gonna say this because Jay is in the house, man, but I watched J Man and Two Bike Mike. But the person who got me in all this was Dave at Dave's World of Fun Stuff, another Canadian brother. And I tell this story in some vids that I don't know if I'm gonna post or not, which we'll talk about in a minute. It's not the little green, or I don't know if it's kind of a metallic gold looking. I'll show it to you, Brian, in just a minute, maybe. But anyway, so I kind of cut my teeth on watching Dave, And then I found J-Man, and then I found Two Bike Mike, and later on I found Sean at Scar My Guitar. And somewhere along the way, I've watched some other folks. Dylan Talks Tones, man, those are all great channels. I mean, guys that know what they're doing. And J-Man, don't you dare type you don't know what you're doing, because that ain't true, bro. You helped me out so much, bro, so much. But why are you going to invite people to a live stream and then yell at them? I wasn't yelling at you, bro. But, oh, you bought it on Temu? All right. I mean, you can't beat the prices, man. I did not buy this pedal on Temu. I bought it on, oh, you found J-Man and Two Bike Mike through my channel, bro? That's great, Brent. Oh, no, that's Brian. Sorry, guys. I can't read and talk and chew gum and grow my hair back all at the same time, man. That's crazy talk. But all that to say, man, whatever tools I saw them use, I bought. I bought all kind of stuff, man. And it's just kind of amazing that I don't use most of that stuff, man. And I do it in a video sometimes. I use the StuMac file in one of those vids, and I just said I'm going to use it because I got it, you know. But anyway, note to self, man, don't buy stuff just because other people use it. But the other truth is, I think there's some real truth in this, man. Yeah, me too, Jay. I'm right there with you, man. Nothing is prescriptive, man. Just descriptive of what I'm doing. Y'all do you, right? But unlike my techniques, Jay, some of yours are spot on, man. I think from my vantage point. But at least you can't argue with the results, man. But yeah, so the other truth though is you don't know what tools work for you until you get some. So, I mean, I'm not prescriptively telling anybody how to spend their money, but I don't know, man. We could debate about that. And I mean, I don't want to debate. I'm just saying we could talk about it. You guys want to, but there's two schools of thought, man. You buy the high quality stuff or you buy the low quality stuff. If you buy the low quality stuff, then maybe you have to return it and get something else. And where does that cost? Where does that calculus, economics work out for you? But anyway, so I had some feedback on the fret end file, and the big thing, man, if I had a time machine, if I could turn copyright, don't be breaking no copyright infringement or anything like that. Man, I would rock that song. If I didn't have a threat of YouTube getting me for copyright, I'd sing that whole song, man. I got the falsetto, guys. Just know that I do, Jack. I can break it down. Anyway, let me get back to what I was talking about. My point is, Cal and I talked about this. Guys, if I could go back and do that project again, the first thing that I would change is I would not have installed that pickup with the strings on the guitar, man. That was the most bone-headed, nonsensical thing. I mean, I almost scratched that thing, man, more than once. Why? Because I didn't want to take strings off? Oh, my goodness, man. Oh, my goodness. So that's just, free counsel from a guy that did it wrong. I mean, I think I even said in the video, I would not recommend this, man. That took entirely too long. And I had edited out like 15 minutes of me wrestling with it. I do edit the videos for your viewing pleasure so that you don't have to endure all the monotony of me, man. But yeah, I'll stop here and say, yeah, Cal, I've got a couple of Music Nomad things, man, that seem to be pretty good. The StuMac stuff I've got is kind of pricey, and I don't know, man. I don't know that it's really worth it from my standpoint, particularly that fret thing that's got it's a fret lever and it's got a diamond file in it. That thing, man, I can't ever get that to work out for me. But anyway, I ain't mad at nobody. I'm just particularly not StuMac. But note to self, man, if I could be so bold, do not put Now, you guys probably would never do this, so it doesn't even need to be said. Don't install a pickup with strings on your guitar. That's a big lesson, man, for me, man. For sure, man. Cal said that was a puppy on the edge of a cliff moment. You wanted to swoop in and save the day, didn't you, Cal? Man, it was nerve-wracking for me, Jack, as I was doing it. It was crazy. Oh, man, man, man. Yeah, the fret kisser, that's the one, bro. And Jay, I can't get it to work, man. I mean, it's like it doesn't do much of anything, but now I'll own it. It's probably Ted being Ted, but and then the last thing I'll say about the Peavey Restore project, just by way of learning, and I said this in the vid, don't use paper towels around a soldering iron. I know that probably doesn't need to be said, but word to the wise, I mean, I sure enough burnt that paper towel up. I didn't even think about it. I was just trying to protect my fabulous paint job. Yeah, man. Well, we've got a really fantastic question in the chat. I feel obligated. I've worked through the list of my thoughts on the restoration project. You guys can keep them coming. If you saw things, man, you want to talk about, just drop it in the comments. But Yards has asked the question of the night, man. Why do all of us love guitars so much, man? Yeah, that's a great question, man. Great question. Fantastic question. Yeah, the Music Nomad S file. I've been eyeballing that, man. I just, oh man, you guys, I think every day, all right, how many more guitars can I buy and work on? If I thought I had 10 more guitars in me to work on, I'd probably get that S file, man. Fret kisser is just a fair, buddy. Yeah, I don't like it, man. I'm sure it's me. I mean, I've watched tutorials on it from Mac. I've watched other vids with guys using it, and these were not even stainless steel frets were the ones I was working on, man. In that Peavey, man. So anyway, yeah, man. I love guitar, man. I like being involved in making music, making beauty. My perspective is, this is just my perspective, that we have been blessed with great opportunities, man, to enjoy life in so many ways. And I dig music, man. And I'll never forget the first time, Sean, Plenty Old Bass, and we had a little band in high school. He was the band, I was the comic relief. But yeah, man, the first time you get in the pocket, Jack, there ain't nothing like it, man. There ain't nothing like being in the pocket, man. You feel in the groove, and you're back, man. I had hair. Can you believe that, Joker? I had hair. The hair stands up on the back of your neck, man, and you feel it, man. You feel the weight, like a heaviness, man. At least that's me. I don't know, man. I'm probably, sound like an old man to you guys, man. But yeah, Sean, you were there, man. We found a pocket once in a while, man. We sure did. We had a great drummer, man. Good friend of ours. Went on to do military service. I don't know whatever happened to my friend, but he was a great drummer. We were just a 3-piece band, man. It's just me, Sean, and the drummer. Sean played the bass. I played guitar. Hopefully that's obvious. They let me sing. Yeah, we had a friend named Brad who's passed. Not, in the last 5 years, Brad's died. But I think Brad was technically the manager. And so, but yeah, but that cat, the funny thing about Brad is we made him the manager, and I'll just say it. All right, Sean, I'm going to tell the truth, say the devil. My brother, who I loved my whole heart, was kind of dorky. So we made him the manager, but that cat, he could do some Bon Stott kind of stuff, man. He had a voice. he had a growl. He had a Sean. I think he could have sang, man, if we let him, but we let him scream anyway. But he had a rock and roll heart, man. Yeah, Jay, man. Music is where you and your soul connect, bro. I feel that, man. I mean, I'm just telling, man. I was sitting here earlier today. He had that hat. Yes, yeah. He could sing like a rocker, but he also had a cool hat. Yeah, yeah. I was sitting here, man. I played my tees today, man, for almost 2 hours straight, and it wasn't nobody but me, man. No backing track, and you guys, look. Nobody comes to the channel to hear me play. Right? Uh, but I tell you what, man. Just the opportunity, man, just to make music, and when the chord hits, man, and you get the right note in the right spot, and you fall into the pocket, man. Even when you're just jamming, man, I'm trying to learn a riff, man. I'd be embarrassed to tell y'all what it was, but I'm working on it, and I like it. When it comes on the radio, I grab to it, man. I don't listen to the radio. I actually listen to my iTunes. But yeah, man, anyway, I got a song. Every time I hear it, I think, man, I got to learn how to play that. I can't figure out how to play it the way it sounds and I don't do tab, man. I remember Jay saying that in one time we were hanging out. He doesn't do tab either, but I don't do tab. I don't do music. Oh man. I can't tell that story right now. We ain't got that kind of time, but yeah, Cal says sometimes you close your eyes and find the zone and nothing but your playing exists. Man, that is the truth, bro. That is I think, man, I don't know if you guys just call me crazy. I think there's something spiritual to it, man. I really do. I think it is soothing. I think it has all about the soul connecting, man. I don't get it, but man, I sure enjoy it. That's a great question, Yar, man. Thanks for asking that. That should be a theme we come back to every week, man. Just check in with everybody. So yeah, I don't know that I need to do much by way of the pedalboard review. Jay, man, though, Jay did tell me this morning we were chatting, and actually, yeah, it was in a comment, yeah, and then we did some other stuff, but he said, well, it all depends. Do you want to reverb the delay or delay the reverb? So I'm thinking about this pedal order, and I'm thinking about, okay, I'm pretty convinced. I said in the vid, I think I made a vid last night about this other pedal, and I got the tuner, and I'm going right into compression, and then from there, and I'm putting delay in front of reverb. This delay pedal, man, I don't even think I could describe the sound it's making. I don't think it's good, but I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'll be posting that. Maybe I'll get it up, posted tomorrow, and you guys can tell me, man. Yeah, you watching Keith, Tone? Yeah, man. But yeah, so I'm experimenting with the placement of stuff, and the universal thing that I hear from everybody I read or watch, it's all player preference, man. You put the stuff in the order that sounds good to your ears, and that sounds right to me. The only challenge with that is, I think, and I had a lot of guys early on in the channel, and they would send comments to me and stuff, and they'd say, man, I want to work on my guitar. I just don't have it in me to try. I mean, I can't get past my kind of defeatist fear, or they would never use those words, but it was all pretty negative, Yeah, I think that's right, Cal. My logical mind demands structure while my creative side says, follow me. Yeah, man, there's that yin yang thing, man, for sure. That right brain, left brain scenario we all got rolling around up here somewhere. But yeah, I think for me, I'm just going to keep experimenting with the pedals and yeah. So all right. So we've got a few minutes. I'm only going to go an hour, guys. I can't imagine keeping y'all past an hour. I mean, I could talk all night. We've all met. I've got 13 videos. So I've made 3 vids that I haven't posted yet. And all 3 of the vids are about me refinishing my favorite Tees guitars neck. Now, one of the videos is 18 minutes long. The other is like 32 minutes long. And the last one where I finally got it to work is like 12 minutes long, something like that. But in the videos, I'm telling all these stories, you know, and I'm talking to most of you like you're there, you know, and it's not just giving shout outs to give shout outs, man. I mean, when I talk about you guys, man, on my vids, you're like my people, man. Y'all are my community out here on the tube, you know. So anyway, I talk about Sean, man. Man, that brother's in my heart, man. I mean, we are real friends, you know, true friends. So not just, you know, YouTube friends, but all that to say, man. So I'm telling all these, and of course, I think they're cool stories. They're my stories. So I don't know. I don't know if I should post them or not. I don't know if you guys, what you think about that. You know, I'm always fear is false evidence appearing real. Wow, check that out, man. Said it best, just do it. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I appreciate that, guys. And look, I'm not just looking for affirmation and flattery. I mean, you guys, I think you figured that out. That if I was worried about what people thought about what I posted, oh man, unless I'm doing shock and awe campaign just to try to get, you know, subs or whatever, which, yeah, okay, like that's a thing, right? So anyway, I'll post them up, man. So here, okay. So think about the Nitro project, right? Where I said I had the grand finale, but you had to work through vids to get to it. You want to see like the 3 in succession, like the first one that like really didn't work, and then the second one that really didn't work, and then the one that worked. Because my thought is if I start with the one where it worked, I don't know how to direct. I could make a playlist. I'm talking about it too much, man. You guys are so patient with me. Go for it. All right. Thanks, Cal. I appreciate that, man. But maybe spread them out a little. Yeah, I'll do that, man. I'll sure do that. Yeah, I got to be done posting all the vids all at the same time. But yeah. Well, I'll explain it all in the vid. But I just, there's something about, if you could see my guitar rack back there, man, I got like dark neck, dark neck, dark neck, and then I got like 3, like they look bleach blonde to me, maple. Now the truth is, something we haven't talked about on the channel is I'm really a rosewood fingerboard guy. Me, I don't really like a maple neck, a fingerboard. I mean, I like to be able to look down, and I like a dark neck, you know, so that's just me. So all of my, well, not all, many of my tellies and strats of the past have all been rosewood fingerboard, you know, and I really prefer that. But it just so happens that the guitars I've been buying on the channel, man. Yeah, you're right, Brant. I feel that, brother. Thanks for that reminder. But almost all the guitars I've purchased to review on the channel or talk to you guys about all just have a maple neck, so I've just gone with it. I've got the only exceptions to that. The Firefly has a nice rosewood fingerboard on it. And what else I got back there? The Visor, man, I really like that Timu guitar neck, man. That roasted maple, man. Dude, I know, bro. Jay, I can't find roasted maple necks, man. I don't know. It's really, I'm gonna have to build something. I guess. But and then I've got that's like my nephew's Squire back there. It's got rosewood board on it. But anyway, I'm not trying to turn my maple guitar neck into a roasted maple neck. Uh, I'm not. I've recognized that all I'm trying to do is adjust the color. Because there's just something for me, man. Look, everything guitar playing is player preference, guys. Everything, 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 everything. The way it feels, the way it sounds, the way it plays, the way So I I roasted them. Did you really do that, Yard? You put a guitar neck in the oven? Is that a real thing, man? Yeah, yeah. Sean overscarred my guitar. You told me about that. How did that work out, Yard? It worked all right. Maple fretboards don't agree with me. All my faves are rosewood and laurel. Yeah, man. I don't know. I thought what I really thought was, well, it's just the Squires because the Squires have that really thick poly on them, and I've talked about that already, so I won't get into that. But uh, that my fingers didn't like that on the fingerboard. The back of it I sanded down, but I didn't have the guts to sand the fingerboard down. But anyway, man, so I'm on the hunt for rosewood fingerboard and something different. So yeah. So anyway, I know I'm not making a roasted maple neck, but I just like to look down and see a little something something. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody or not. So what I've done is I did uh I'll use this word, attack my T's SBH, and I have refinished the back of that neck. And I was tempted to walk over and show it to you, but you guys don't need me to walk over and show it to you. What I don't know is if I'm going to do the front, if I'm going to do the fingerboard or not. I don't think that I really will do the fingerboard. I'm concerned about the frets and the inlays to some extent, and I'll just spoiler alert on this whole project that I will release slowly. I think what I'll do is I'll release the pedal, the delay pedal, and then a couple days from then I'll post the first series of the neck finish, and we'll just go like that until we get. And then by the time we get to there, I'll have 18 more videos somewhere. All right. So he put the guitar in the oven. It was not. It was by the seat of my pants. I think it was 20 minutes at 175 or something. Holy cow. Pull the frets first. Oh, well, okay. Dude. And that is adventurous, man. I ain't got no adventure over that, Yard, man. That is wild. But yeah, I mean, I just like to look down and see a splash of color, man. I don't know why. That old Firefly, that relic that I got, man. Dude, those of you who've been on the channel a long time, watched Firefly vids, you know how jacked up that neck was. From my perspective, I had 150 people tell me that neck was perfectly fine. I'm telling you, that neck felt like, I don't know, man, a really bumpy, like a pineapple, man, is how it felt. What's up, Casey? How's it going, man? But yeah, I just, so anyway, but that neck, man, the color of that, just love it, man. And now again, so this okay, here's the thing. Does the color of my guitar neck change the way it plays? No. Does it change the way it feels? Nope, because I've got it feeling exactly the way I want it to feel. Does it change the way it sounds? Absolutely not, man. Everything about guitar playing is player preference, man. I do, Jay. You're absolutely right. It is a mental thing, man. Jay says, years ago, my friend went to a music store to play some tellies. Two things stood out. We could not tell the difference between the 500 and the 12,000. Yeah, man. I think there's a lot of mental gymnastics that we do, but I just think, you know what, man? You do you. I mean, if you want to look down and see Canadian maple or rosewood or, you know, whatever, high gloss poly, or roll with it, baby. I mean, that's what I say. I mean, you know, so I say it all the time, man. You know, a good guitar is a guitar that feels good in your hands, a guitar that sounds good in your ears, and a guitar when you see it, you go, hey, now let's hang out. That's a great guitar, man. It doesn't matter what it costs or the name on the headstock or what anybody else thinks about it. And here's the big secret that nobody talks about, okay? The best guitar you can buy is the guitar that you will play. There ain't no point in buying an instrument that you, particularly if it's going to be expensive, if you're not going to play it, man. I know that borderline prescriptive, but just sharing, man. Yep. Blindfold test J-Man did, man. Roasted neck was only surface roast. I could sand it off. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I don't know that you can really. That's why Tease doesn't do roasted maple. That's what I heard Torsten say one time. You know, well, it depends on how it was roasted, you know, and for how long and how deep, and is it the real thing or just some kind of cover up or something like that. Hey guys, man, we've been at this an hour and 2 minutes, and because I respect your time, I think we need to call it a day, Jack. But I love hanging out with you guys, man, and I'll be posting some vids. Hey, reach out to me. I see you in the comments. My email is on the channel, man. You can find that. If there's ever anything I can do for any of you, man, you want to talk guitars and life, you want to talk struggles, you want to talk whatever, man. Yeah, sorry, String. Yeah, man. I can't keep my brothers more than an hour, man, because, you know, respect everybody's time. But yeah, man, seriously, guys, if there's ever anything you want to talk about or anything I can ever help you with, man, reach out to me, and love to hang out with you on the reel. All right, my friends. Well, we're going to call this one a done. We will see everybody maybe next Tuesday night. Let me know, man, if you think this is a good weekly thing. We can stick to it for a while, but maybe a little Ted goes a long way, or maybe there's something else we want to hang out and do. But all right, guys, we'll catch y'all down the road, man. Wherever you are in your guitar journey, I pray it's a long, smooth, safe, joy-filled ride for you, Jack. Rock on, everybody. We'll catch you down the road.